Dokkan celebrations. For some reason, this is probably one of the most heavily talked about things on Twitter right about now. Whether or not Worldwide Download Celebration compares to last year's. And I gotta say, it's kind of becoming an exhausting topic. But we're gonna talk about some stuff that happened over on Twitter. A thread that is from our good friend Alan Dokkan. Yes, like a fart in a damn car, Alan cannot escape the damn controversy whatsoever. He always finds himself in it. So we're gonna talk about that today, guys. Welcome back to Dokkan Digest, where I take all the news, drama, and fun over on Twitter, and I bring it over here to you guys on YouTube. Like I said in the beginning of the video, we have a thread involving Alan Dokkan and a lot of other members from the community, including the Truth DT and a few other people. Now, I've got to say, on Twitter, Alan is disagreed with most of the time with the truth. And this thread took a lot of people by surprise, especially me, when I heard that he actually agreed with something Alan said. Alrighty, so for context, we have Zed's post here, or Zed, or however you pronounce it, alright? People pronounce it so many different ways, it's kind of weird. But we have his post here, and it's just basically him going over his thoughts on this year's Worldwide Download Celebration, Worldwide Download Celebration 2023. And he says, just thinking about it, future Worldwide Celebration was the one shot to surpass the cooler Worldwide Download Celebration. I'm afraid that Dokkan has peaked with the cooler Worldwide Download Celebration, and it will never be surpassed until Dragon Ball Super Anime returns, perhaps. You can make better celebrations, but you can't replicate the feeling of it. Now, while I do think people are allowed to have their own opinions, even though I think it's a bad take, we are not here to discuss Zed's post. We're actually here to discuss Alan's quote retweet to said post. So, Alan sees his post, he quote retweets it, and he says, "Peaked for you. Future Worldwide Download Celebration was magnitudes better than cooler Worldwide Download Celebration just because it didn't happen the way you wanted it to. Hell, 7th anniversary was better than cooler Worldwide Download Celebration structure-wise." And I gotta say, I mean, Alan is kind of spitting facts here. I was always under the impression that Alan was not the biggest fan of this Worldwide Download Celebration, given the units that had released, and given how badly he talks about some of the Part 1 characters. Oh, and God forbid Alan be correct about anything on Twitter, because I'm telling you, this set off a chain reaction. We had some members of the community commenting down, like Lazuli, saying, "Not gonna lie, cooler Worldwide Download Celebration was leaps and bounds above future Worldwide Celebration, purely because of the unfun bullshit that is the Dismal Future Red Zone." And while you're allowed to have your own like little opinions on the events and like content that we got during this Worldwide Celebration, there is no doubt that we had definitely a lot more than cooler Worldwide Download Celebration. But like I said, this video is not about me. Alan then replies with the thinker face. Okay, that's just how I'm going to dub it. Lazuli then replies, "They're all basically the same fight, except Fusion Zamasu has a turn 1 AoE that nearly hits as hard as Omega Shenron. That's not good design." We even had bigger members of the community like Thad and Zed commenting down, saying stuff like, "Did you even care about the Zamasu or Vegito? Because we both know why exactly the celebration peaked for you." And of course, Alan has to defend himself. He says, "Yeah, I wanted Merge Zamasu, didn't give a shit about Vegeta Blue, but I also didn't give a shit about GT Vegeta or Goku. Yes, I consider them the best any unit ever." Then Zed replies, "Real for not caring about GT Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta." There's a lot more to it, but you guys get the point. Basically, all I'm saying is the community saw this and they responded to it heavily. Now, this isn't even the thread that I want to get into today. There is a lot more. This is another thread that involves Lazuli, Thad, Alan, and a lot of other people from the community here. And basically, it's a continuation of the past thread that we had already read. So basically, you know, Lazuli says, "Not gonna lie, cooler Worldwide Download Celebration was leaps and bounds above future Worldwide Download Celebration purely because of the unfun bullshit that was the Dismal Future Red Zone." And then Alan says, "Stages were hard. Doesn't seem like a negative to me," which he is spitting. I'm just saying, maybe I'm going a little too hard on the paint, but like, you guys get the point, right? That says, "Ignoring literally zero content, sure, this is true, but at some point, no one was complaining about Omega being the hardest boss in the game because he was at least giving you a foothold against AoEs. No one likes the turn 1 AoE." Alan then replies, "I like the turn 1 AoE. Game changes and content shouldn't be easy. People don't like it because it makes units that are previously overrated near unrunnable. Emma, then coming in with their 2 cents, says, "You're actually waffling." The main character of the story, Alan Dokkan, then begins to say, "How so, Emma?" Emma then says there should be a turn 1 AoE that's meant to stomp out slot 2 characters, even relatively recent ones like Sword of Hope Trunks, who I know you think is top 5 or 6, as do I, would take 400k from that AoE if he wasn't type advantaged. The way the design units doesn't make sense for a turn 1 AoE. I don't care if you like the turn 1 AoE or not, it's fundamentally against the design of the game. Alan then says some units are designed for it, some units aren't. Dokkan doesn't design their bosses so every single unit can do it. It's end-game content, it's supposed to be hard. I'm not going to read the whole thread, I'm going to let you guys do a little bit of the research yourself, so the link to this thread will be down in the description below, or Alan's account, whichever you guys prefer to follow. Honestly, I might just put Alan's account in the description anyway because he does deserve the love and or praise. He's a good guy, he's a nice guy, he's a sweet person, and honestly, go follow everybody else in this thread. It doesn't really matter. Go follow everyone on the thread. Enjoy their content on Twitter, I guess. Here's where all the real meat and potatoes lie in the thread. It starts out with Emma saying, "I'm someone who does no items a lot. You know that, and in pretty much every video on my channel or just stuff I post here on Twitter, I don't use items. If we're saying, oh, this stage isn't that bad, just use items, that's a bad excuse. I didn't have to do that before. I use the experiences in my runs to grade and judge characters. If we're saying that I should be doing that with items, that's fine, I can do that. But to use items to go against a stage and then turn around and only judge characters without them, goofy to me." Alan says, "Why is that goofy though? It's a self-asserted restriction. Fun runs are fine with items. I think we both agree tier lists should be rated itemless anyway, so no point in arguing here." Emma then replies, "I agree they should be, but then I will be judging stages by how fair or unfair they are without items. Zamasu was unfair, end of story." Alan then says, "Unfair for shitty units." Emma replies, "Sword of Hope without type advantage is a shitty unit now, I guess." Now here's where things get a little interesting. Basically, all my interest lies in this part. The truth posts, the little ghost emoji thing, whatever. And then Track Fiend says, "Thoughts on Alan's interesting takes?" The truth says, "People will get mad at me, but I feel like I mostly agree with Alan on this one. I'd rather say they release challenging fights on this level." And then obviously, you know, Alan joking around says, "Merge Zamasu Red Zone is epic. Stay hard." And that's basically where all of my interest lies in the thread. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Making this video, we had a little bit of complications with some of the people here on Twitter, but I think it's all resorted now, so sorry about that. With that said, though, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned a little bit, and hopefully, you know, you guys want this series to continue. So if that's the case, like and subscribe. It means the world to me. Follow. I appreciate it. And go follow everybody on Twitter. So, yeah, that's about it. See you guys. Love y'all. Bye. And for more content just like this, consider becoming a member, where you get access to the members-only Discord channels, where we host live events for the community every month, and exclusive content and private server content over there. Also, consider hitting the like and subscribe. It really helps support the channel. And with that said, I appreciate you all, and have a great day.